Unenumerated rights are rights that are not explicitly stated or listed in a legal document, such as a constitution or Bill of Rights. These rights are inferred from the text, structure, and underlying principles of a legal system. They are often derived from judicial interpretation, historical traditions, or the philosophy of natural rights. For example, in the United States, the Ninth Amendment to the Constitution acknowledges that people have rights beyond those explicitly listed in the document. The courts have recognized unenumerated rights through judicial decisions, such as the right to privacy, which is not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution, but has been upheld in cases like Griswold v. Connecticut 1965 and Roe v. Wade 1973. Similarly, the right to travel freely between states and the right to raise one's children have been identified as fundamental rights. Even though they are not explicitly stated in the text of the Constitution, procedural rights, ensuring fair processes, procedural rights focus on the methods and procedures by which laws are applied and enforced. These rights are concerned with ensuring fairness, due process, and justice in legal proceedings. Procedural rights protect individuals from arbitrary or unjust actions by the government by guaranteeing fair treatment under the law. Key procedural rights include the right to due process, ensuring that legal procedures are followed before depriving someone of life, liberty, or property; the right to a fair trial, including an impartial judge and jury; the right to legal counsel and representation; the right to be informed of charges and evidence; protection against unlawful search and seizure. These rights are mainly derived from legal texts, such as the U.S. Constitution's 5th and 14th Amendments, which guarantee due process. Procedural rights do not determine the content or substance of laws, but ensure that laws are applied in a fair, consistent, and transparent manner. Substantive rights, protecting fundamental freedoms. Substantive rights, on the other hand, focus on the content of laws and the fundamental liberties that individuals possess. These rights dictate what laws can and cannot do by setting limitations on government power and ensuring the protection of essential human freedoms. Substantive rights often include the right to life, liberty, and property, freedom of speech, religion, and assembly, the right to equality and non-discrimination, the right to privacy and personal autonomy. Unlike procedural rights, which focus on how laws are applied, substantive rights focus on what laws can regulate and protect. Substantive due process, for example, is a legal doctrine that prevents the government from infringing upon fundamental rights, even if fair legal procedures are followed. This principle was central in cases like Loving v. Virginia 1967, which struck down bans on interracial marriage, and over Jeffel v.